You guys see that giant boat back there behind me? They are actually making that into a shipwreck out here in Pompano.
Yeah, they're gonna sink it, I think, in like 100, something like 100 feet in front of Pompano Pier.
And this is actually pretty common. They actually do make artificial reefs, and it actually is very beneficial to our ecosystem because it provides structure for fish, and it's a good way to, I guess you could say, dump waste, get rid of boats, because it actually provides a lot of life for our fish offshore. And it makes for badass wrecks for us to go fishing, and they become public numbers, and so anyone can go and fish them. You know, a month from now, 2 months from now, when that thing is lively, go out there and fish on it.
What you got, Vic?
Bonita!
Bonita!
On the drone spoon, on our brand new drone spoon. Nobody knows what it is, but I do know one thing.
First fish on the new rod.
That's what I was gonna say. Have you guys ever seen a rod this nice? Your rod looks like it's made in outer space. Just looks crazy. So Brick just got hit on a tuna feather. We had the 2 planer rods out, that one. I just pulled in a bonito on this one, and I put a blue and white tuna feather out. Hopefully it's a tuna and not a bonito.
Color.
Huh?
I see color. Bonito doesn't work to me.
Yeah, I don't know, he ripped. Lock it up. Don't let him pull anymore.
Vic's hooked up. What do you think you got?
I'm thinking big AJ or African pompano. I'm close, I'm at the mono.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's it going over here, Vic?
You guys asked for more shark videos? Well, you got them. It's not a beach shark video, but pretty sure what we have on right now is a shark. Judging by the way, it just feels like I'm really gonna plastic bag through the water. It's coming up pretty easy. It's either a big AJ or a shark. Swimming straight at the boat. And now it's going back down.
Give up to work out.
We're committed.
What?
We're committed. Normally we would break this off, but we got way too committed.
Here he comes. Looking like a
Come on, Mom.
No!
Oh, I just wanted to see what it was.
Oh my god.
Okay. That is just so disappointing. When you're that committed into a relationship with a fish, and then it just breaks your heart.
And you got it so close.
And it's like we knew it was a shark, but we just wanted to know what kind. It looked big. It was probably over 8 feet. Either a big bull, could have been a tiger, and it almost looked like it had a cobia following it too. But we will never know. What up, my Landsharks? I am out here today with Brooke. We are offshore, and Brooke just got out of the water. She's soaking wet. What she did is she's been filming a lot of cool diving videos that I want you guys to check out. Link will be in the description box below, but what she just did is she kind of did like this voiceover Eliza Thornberry type deal where she narrates what she sees on the reef, because guys, we are very fortunate enough to live in South Florida where we have a pretty damn good reef system, especially in that Fort Lauderdale area. So if you guys are interested in the diving aspect of this channel, definitely give my girlfriend Brooke a follow. She also has her own YouTube channel. If you guys are new to this channel, you don't know that. Link is in the description box below. We are gonna go offshore now. I think we're gonna troll planers, maybe drop on some wrecks, maybe do some bottom fishing. We got a wide array of rods with us. One important update I wanted to say is if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, what are you doing? You guys need to follow me on Instagram, because a lot of the stuff that you guys see in the videos is actually a week post of when I actually filmed them, or when I did it. Like last night, I went gator hunting, and for those of you who follow me on my Insta story, you guys would have seen the entire hunt on video, which was pretty cool. So we're going offshore. I'll see you there. All right, guys, so we are planer fishing today. I have my 2 yo-yos set up. This is my 50 reel, my 50 Avid, with my 80-pound braid, my TUF Line Braid, and here I have a snap swivel. Now what a planer does, if you guys are not familiar, is this is basically a weight that allows, a mechanism that allows you to get your bait when you're trolling a lot deeper. So when I'm trolling, I have this little sliding ring in my snap swivel. It's gonna be diving down here. This is a weighted portion right here, and this plate right here, as it's pushing against the water, it's gonna keep it from rising up. It's just gonna keep pushing it down and down and down. Now I have my rig with either a spoon or a strip like you guys are about to see attached to this side, and when a fish takes it, it goes flat like that and it trips the planer, and now you're not fighting against the planer, but the planer's just gliding through the water. So let me show you guys how it actually works in action. So what you do is you get a big yo-yo like this. Here I have a drone spoon in blue, 60-pound fluorocarbon leader. Rick's gonna put the boat in gear. She's putting it in idle. And I got anywhere from 50 to 100 feet of 50-pound mono attached to leaders. Some people like to use wires, some people like to use mono. We use fluorocarbon because you get a little bit more abrasion resistance in case you do get kings, wahoo, and stuff like that. We're almost to the end. Now I have another snap swivel. What the snap swivels allow you to do, it's just an easier way of rigging and keeping things organized. And you need a good ball bearing snap swivel, otherwise your rig and your planer, nothing's just gonna, you need something that spins properly in the water, otherwise your presentation will be off. So I snap that on there, go like this, and I take my planer rod, I let it go slack, my planer dives down, it's going straight down. And this is going to be the far rod, so I'm going to let it out far. You got to keep your planer separated. You got to have one far and one close. Put it a little bit higher, Brooke. I'm going to be trolling around 8 knots. So let that guy go. So I'm letting him go probably 100 feet back behind the boat, because when you're trolling 2 planers, they will get tangled unless you separate them. And you'll know when your planer is set right because your rod's going to be way doubled over because there's a lot of resistance. You fish just enough drag so that way your line's not coming off your reel with the resistance of the planer. Putting the clicker on. Now we're doing the same thing on the other rod, except this one we're going to be trolling a sea witch, a big hook, and a strip, a bonito strip. Here's the bonito strip. Now what this sea witch, all it is some hair. It sits on top of it, and what it does is it prevents this strip from getting washed out. And it acts like a nice presentation. It's basically just a skirt that's preventing the strip from getting washed out as it's going through the water. And now what we're doing is, so you got one there, you got to keep them spread out because anytime you're doing a turn, they can get tangled, and we're gonna put a third rod out. We're gonna go all the way from around 70 all the way out to 200 and then back in and zigzag and try to find where the fish are. Hey, look. This one's got a fish on. Yeah, this one's got a fish on. You want to reel it in, Brooke? Now you got to hand line your line in. Keep it tight at all times. Brick, it's a king. Yep. Oh, it's a keeper king. And that's how you do it. Yeah. This one's a hit, I think. Oh yeah, it's a fish. I don't know why it pulled so much, maybe because there was so much seaweed. It's a little bony. Little bonita. Yeah! Oh, it pulled right there.
It hit me in the face.
Did it? Nice job, babe. We got two kings.
There they are. Back.
Yeah, we're marking them.
Get yours back out.
We're on.
I got it.
Get it. Go. Reel, you got a real tiger. It's on, right?
Got some.
You got me a something fish? Another king, isn't it?
Trying to run.
Alright guys, welcome back to the dock. Now I wanted to talk a little bit about the tackle and the technique of what we did today, which is planer fishing. So I'm going to start by going over the rod and reel and why we use it and why it works and such. So when I say planer fishing, this is what I'm referring to. This is a planer, and what it does is during the middle of the day or in the morning or afternoon, a lot of times fish are not up top. So when you're drifting and you have baits up on top, you're not covering the entire water column. But when you troll with planers, what planers allow you to do is it gets your bait down deep when you troll, and number two, you can cover a lot of water because you are trolling. So what this little sucker does is I will have my reel here. You want a reel with enough torque, preferably a 2-speed reel. I have an Abbott 50 here. Anything in the 30, 50, 80 size range works. 50 and 80 is a little overkill, but it's better to be over-prepared offshore than under-prepared for sure. I have 80-pound braid here. 50, 80, 100-pound braid is normally what guys use for planer fishing, attached to a ball-bearing snap swivel. Now, it's really important not to skimp out on a good snap swivel, because what this guy will do is, when you're trolling at such a high speed, 6-8 knots, your planer and your bait and your rig and everything is trying to fight you, and it's fighting the resistance of the water. So naturally your leader is going to want to spin. To prevent your leader from spinning and getting all messed up, you need a good ball bearing swivel that'll prevent that from happening. So you have your swivel, and you come down here, you attach it to your planer, just like so. And what the planer does, so as it's going through the water, this part is going down, the boat's going that way, and as it's going, this plate is pushing against the water, and it's actually bringing it down until it reaches its desired depth, which is based on the size of the planer, how fast you're trolling, your line, and your leader. So that's what's happening there. And then when a fish hits it, so your leader, your rig, your bait is on this end. When a fish hits it, it goes like this. So the planer trips, and now it glides through the water, and now you're not fighting against your planer. Otherwise, this is what you're normally doing to get your planer down deep, and when it trips, it goes like that. So then, attached to your planer, you got 50 to 100 feet of 50-pound mono, 80-pound mono. Some guys even use 100-pound. I like to use 50-pound. About 50 to 100 feet of it to another snap swivel. And what you would do is you take this snap swivel, attach it to the other end of the planer, just like that. And then I have my leader, and then you control all sorts of things on planers. You control big plugs, you control these guys, which I'll talk about in a second. And then probably the most popular thing to do down here in South Florida is to troll strips. And when you troll strips, this guy's all messed up because it got hit by a king. When you troll strips, I just have some 60-pound fluorocarbon leader, some copper wire, and what that copper wire does is it allows you to really pin your bait to the hook. Because what's happening is, as the water's rushing over your bait, you don't want your bait to be flopping like this. That's why you kind of pin it down and wrap that copper wire around the bait and the hook to put it in place. And that's also where this guy comes in. This is a sea witch. And what a sea witch does, number one, it's just, it's a lure. You know, it provides a different presentation. And secondly, it allows your bonito strip, or whatever strip you're using, to not get washed out. Because you got to picture 6-8 knots, your bait's going through a lot of stress and a lot of turbulence. So this guy will cover over it and kind of act like a skirt underwater. It also prevents you from getting weeds. And you got to have a heavy duty hook. This is an 8-0 Mustad You're not fishing anything less than a 6-0 all the way up to a 9-0 hook. Now, if you don't have bait, you don't want to spend money on strips, and you want to catch a lot of fish, this is a secret lure that Brook and I love to use. This is a drone spoon. This is a blue one. They make them in all sorts of different colors. We've caught kingfish on it, bonito today, and this guy, we got pretty much half and half of action between the spoon and the strip. So this guy right here, this is the secret bait. This is that secret offshore bait you guys should definitely have in your arsenal when it comes to offshore trolling with planers. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this advice, these tackle tips, these offshore secrets, please let me know in the comment section below. And one thing I wanted to note is I've noticed that as the channel is getting bigger, there's a lot of negativity when it comes to, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do a catch and cook, you need to go shark fishing more. You guys gotta realize a lot of the stuff that's occurring on this channel is seasonal. So when the diving's good and it's flat in the summer, that's what we do. Sorry if the videos get a little repetitive, but it's not that, you know, I favor one thing over the other. It's just I love the outdoors. This is what I like to do. You guys gotta follow what season it is. Stay salty, and I'll see you guys in the next video.